that you'd like me to look at, just put it in the comments and I will go through them one by one. Going to just first of all say it's Tuesday today because some people watch this on repeat. So it's Tuesday today. We've got a Mercury Pluto transit today, and it's I knew looking at it that it would be a bit of a tough one. But I've got to say it's been some choppy energy today. And I don't think I'm the only one that's feeling it. There's a particular way that I process energy, particularly mental etheric energy, and I've actually had to do that twice today. I don't know that I would have done if I hadn't been doing this tonight, because I always prepare for this. So just to say, if you've been feeling a bit out of sorts or foggy, snappy, anything like that, agitated today, that's, I would say, a reason why Mercury and the quickening of thought mixed with Pluto, which is about change and breaking through, or needs to be broken through for change to happen. And that on a human level can be confusing, tiring. Well, that's already enough, isn't it? So anyway, I'm here to do readings tonight. I have had a couple of questions sent to me ahead of time, so I'll get to those first of all. Yours first of all, Kate. So I'm just take a breath. So, Kate, in answer to your question, if you choose to move on from this position, will you have a successful career? The answer is absolutely very much yes. If anyone's joining me on one of these for the first time, I don't just say sweet and happy crap for the sake of sweet and happy crap. There is good finance and career cards here, and also your diligence and focus as well. There we go. Kate, what I want to say is the small hesitation I've got about this for you, Kate. It's not a hesitation, and you've seen some good cards here. And it's not even about your career progress. I see you just carrying some resentment with you as you go forwards from this position. And what I just say to you all, I'm a reader, I'm a professional reader. And what's one of the points of having a reading, or even freaking doing this, is to see what a trajectory is, and then see what of that you want to change or can change. It's not seeing the future, it's looking at a certain trajectory, which is fluid. And for you here, Kate, the career, the money is good, it's good, and it's good. I would just like you to see you progressing and moving forwards, and having the same successes and so on, without the resentment of what has been. Okay, I think I've said enough. So then there's your question, Alex. Sorry, just going on my phone. So you're asking how it looks to work with the Hype Agency and looking at Saint Germain as well. All right. Alexander. Sorry, Alexander. Okay. Alexander, it looks good. It looks good. We got, it's funny. I feel this comes up every time I speak to you. They've got the king energy, right? But the actual progression for you is it goes from sitting to standing. The King of Wands is very, very good, very good. Obviously, action, but career card, and also we've got the Six of Cups as well. That's one of my favorite cards in the deck. I love this card. About free giving. And so it's not just about work for you. It's not just about an opportunity going well. It's because there's a part of you that wants to pass through you. There's an aspect of you that wants to pass from you to other people and complete that circle because you love doing it. So the Hype Agency that you're working with in this project, that looks really good. So you're asking for guidance from Saint Germain. Right. So asking Saint Germain for guidance here for you. Yes, of course you're supported. First of all, Alexander, you're not who you used to be. Please get used to that. You're not who you used to be. Number two, lean fully into this. It will go quickly. Number three, don't be afraid to invest. I'm just going to jump in here for a minute, Alexander. Money, finances, if we invest that in the expansion of our, I'm not going to say dreams, I'm going to say purpose and passion, and from their spirit, it will expand, right? So know what you're doing and why, and don't be afraid to do it. Also, and I've said this to you before, like a year ago, I think, be aware of the opportunities that are immediately in front of you, and do your best to recognize what those are. Okay. Right, I shall move on. Listen to some tunes. Okay. There's a view on here. Hello, Crystal. And Jeanette, I see your question there. I'm not allowed to answer that question. Okay, please feel if you've got time, please drop another one in, but I can't answer that one for you. Heather. Heather, I'm seeing the particular trajectory of the relationship you're talking about here as friends. While I see some flavor of the other, I don't see that as the, what should we say, the fruition of your connection. I'm seeing here the two of you as friends. Wanting to pursue you, yes. But there's a wanting and there's a wanting to want. And I feel it's more of the latter. Remember that we live a long time. The people we know now, some of the people we know now, not all of them, of course, some of the people we know now and we're going to be close to for a long, long time. We're going to have long relationships with them. And the benefit of that, the reward of knowing someone of the, let's say, of the gender that you would be oriented towards, right? And not bringing it into a relationship, that will return rewards to you again and again and again and again. So if you have a best friend, I would celebrate that. Okay. All right. Crystal. If I increase the pay for the ads, I already pay for it now in order to bring even more traffic to my profile for the company I work for. Hold on. If I increase the pay, will this be worth the investment and will I get more traffic? Or should I just leave it as is with? Hold on. Sorry, it doesn't display it all. Just leave it. Oh, you've asked a long question here. Is it worth more to invest? Oh, God. Is it worth to invest more to get more traffic? All right. That's what we got. And Jeanette, yes, I will. I've seen your question below here. Interesting. You know, Crystal, this is a messy area as I'm looking at it, which for me points to the strong probability that you will not be involved in this for a great deal longer. I'm not saying imminent, I'm just saying great deal longer. It's messy. To the point I'm struggling to give you a left or right here. I was just talking to someone. It was Kate's question to begin with, and which looked wonderful, the way where she was going, and just a little pebble in the shoe of resentment there, and that's what I'm seeing here too. It's something you need to do, but the inner conflict with that. But I do want to give you an answer, so. Okay. Ooh, man, this is right on the. So let me say this then: increase it, but increase it by a bit. I don't see the level that you're spending in ad revenue, whatever you would call it. I don't see it as being too small. See, you could do fine keeping it as it is, but just a little bit more. But if you're going to do that, know that you're doing it for yourself. Okay. If I think this is the key here, because I was just reminded what was the guidance that came through for Alexander just now. If you're going to do this, if you're going to invest in something and it's your truth, it will expand. If you're going to do it out of frustration, don't do it. Don't do it. Know that you do this for you or don't. Okay. Okay. Oops. Come on. Right. So Anjanette, you're asking in relation to your adult daughter. She is keeping a secret from you. Okay. She's keeping something from you, yes. It doesn't feel like pregnancy though. It's more like plans. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's then I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. I don't know the dynamic of the conversations you have with her, obviously. Sometimes you want to open up communication with someone who doesn't want to give it. You can say something like, if you were to tell me about what was going on, what would you say? And that's different to saying what's going on. Because saying what's going on will put someone on the defenses, bring up the reaction. Starting with an if will connect with their truth because they do want to say it. They do want to communicate. No one likes withholding. We're not made for it. Emily. You know, Emily, what I'm seeing is that all the pieces are here. What is particularly interesting to me, is the months of December and January. December, it's like my expression, treading water. I don't know if there's a shift happening there, but I see you've got the money and you're on the right path. You're going to the right place, and as they would say, you have the key to what you need. The interesting shift for me is January. Like something's changing in January, and I'm not saying it's a career thing. I'm not saying it's a big worry thing. It could equally be about thought processes, patterns, ways of thinking, ways of behaving, and so on. Because I'm looking at a trajectory for you, which begins with the Queen of Wands here and goes to the Queen of Pentacles. And it's interesting because it's almost like an opposite shift to what I was looking at for Alexander just now and his kingness. And what I see here is you getting more grounded, going from ideas to physicality or money. Look, you can see the big coin she's holding there. So you've asked for general guidance, Emily, and I'm going to say, don't worry. When you get into worry, you get distracted and lose focus very quickly. So what can you do to enjoy yourself? What's the point in enjoying yourself? Because you bring it down here. You bring the energy into your body. This smooths things out. When your energy is up here, you lose focus. You get caught by things. Bring it down here. December, this month looks like a good month for you looking at what I'm seeing here. December is, I think, a month just to get through, and some interesting shifts in January. Okay. Okay, Sarah. I really need guidance on you should get a job or keep focusing on your business. Has been really slow and worried it won't pick up. Okay. I'm looking at for the second time in an opposite way today. I'm looking at two very, very similar spreads. I do see that your business will pick up if you. Now you said focus on it, and I want to be a bit pedantic here for a minute. One can focus on something and find the errors, amend them, and turn them into solutions and action and return. That's one focus. You can focus on something and procrastinate. And that's use of the same word in totally different respects. What is going to support you, whatever you do, is giving yourself fully into something. And you're kind of on the fence right now. So actually, to get a job for you looks pretty good because you can let yourself surrender to that. It's a solid. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a solid and unified flow of energy. Looks good. If you can do the same for your business will pick up. It is very difficult to do something constructive and worry about it at the same time. So I hope you're understanding what I'm saying there, Sarah, that if you can do something, if you do it fully, it will work out well. You've already got the momentum with your business. I'd suggest that. Only if you can get yourself off the fence. And I'm not saying that in any way to be critical. I'm really, really not. I know what that's like. And if you can't get yourself off the fence, vibrationally, if you can't do that, I would say get a job. All right, it's Ginger. Hope you can tell me how much longer I'm sorry you're unwell, Ginger. COVID back in June. Ever since, haven't been able to get your groove back. Okay. So when you'll be feeling a bit more like yourself. Ginger, I'm getting that you're nearly there, actually. You, from what I'm seeing here, you recharge because it's not just about the physicality of it. You recharge around your family, and you need a bit of a challenge too. There's different inputs there. There's actually a psychological phenomenon. If we're not getting challenged enough, or if we're getting too challenged or too stressed, then we're not productive. There's a sweet spot. And so I don't think you're far from your family ever, but I would say to you, I would actually suggest to you to be doing a bit more right now. I think you'd be surprised. How it feeds back to you. You might be seeing one of my kids again. I should have him do this instead of me. All right, let's go on. Okay, Lisa. want to move forwards, but you're stuck due to finances. Do I see this changing for you soon? Oh. Okay. So there's this nebulous woods soon, right? And so I wanted to tell you what I'm seeing here. Soon as in this month, no, I don't see a shift in finances this month. Forgive me being so blunt. I do, looking more at December and January. Here's what I want to say. There's something up with February too. So can I caution you against complacency, caution you against impulsive spending, and recommend you to think a little longer ahead. Now, all that completely blindingly obvious now I say it out loud, but I'm just looking kind of month by month here. When getting more into March, things seem more settled for you, more where you want them to be. However it comes to you, December, January, just hold it for a while. Just forgive my poor words right now. Hold it for a while. You're not kind of through it until I would say spring. But I do see some improvement at the very end of this year, start of next. Yeah. Okay. Selena, I want to know if you've cleared the negative energy that is around you. Are you clearing today, or do you need to continue? You've been feeling down. Yes, I'm sorry that took me a while, Selena. Yeah, I do see you've cleared the, as you say, negativity. There seems to be good energy around you. What's tiring you out is the residue of it. And also, as I said right at the start, it's just one of those days today. Mercury, Pluto, one of those days. If I can just suggest to you, because it seems to be more mental fog around you rather than emotional, to take a shower, wash your hair. Generally, water looks good. Remember hydration, bath, showers. If you're going to wash your hands in that respect, it's remembering that the extremities are release points for energy as well. Water. That's really what I'm saying. But yes, you have cleared the negativity around you. Had your last cancer treatment for a while. Was it successful? I do see it's been successful. The if it takes a while for you to be feeling like good again, don't be pessimistic. Okay, just let yourself recover in the pace it takes. Struggling with words today. Let yourself recover in the pace that it takes. And don't feel bad if you need to withdraw from certain places or people, I would say. But yes, I do feel it's been successful. I'm happy for you, Vicky. Okay, Michelle. I went through the cards, Michelle. That's why okay, so let's just talk about the outer and the inner, Michelle. The outer expression and the inner. Let's just go to the outer first of all, because I think that in what you're talking about, it's the most important, because there's no try, there's only do, and so on. And this, what it was saying to me is just do it, right? Don't be one of those people that's always planning or so on. When we do it, when we step up or we show up, we offer ourselves to someone in service like this, the other component shows up. I still remember, and this is like over 10 years ago now, the very first time I ever did a spiritual fair, I wasn't there to do readings. I was there I would create music for people, like with my keyboard here. I just do that in front of them. And someone sat down, and her name was Denise, and she goes, well, actually, I'd like to have a reading instead. And I was like, don't know. And the people next to me were like, yeah, go on, do it. And so I did it, and it went well. And then I did readings. And here we are, 10 years later. So that's the first thing to say, Michelle, just do it. On the inner, no, not the inner, the connecting point between the inner and the outer. You are someone that can, let's say, speed up karmic clearing for people. So we're not talking about getting rid of it, we're talking about speeding it up. And so that's still within the laws of karma, right? For you to do that quicker and better and take on less from people, you got to do, of course, your own. And then we talk about the inner, because we can't do spiritual work for other people unless we're keeping up with it ourselves. So a couple of things for you, just to be aware of what the little hooks or pebbles in the shoe are for you. One is it's situations and people that you haven't forgiven, and it's, shall we say, a resistance or a fear to let me just say this, Michelle. If you do your work or this work, you're not alone. And the people, the community, the people, they'll be there. Sometimes those closest to us don't see us, understand us, and that's okay. We don't always need them to. What I really want to say to you here is don't be afraid to walk your own path. Don't be afraid to walk your path, even if sometimes that path feels alone. It's only ever going to be your path. All right. So from the outer, just do it. The bridge is karmic clearing, and the inner is doing your best to clear those and the things you haven't forgiven, and being unafraid to walk your own path. Okay. Jessica. The man in your life is from Rhode Island. You know, for the most part, Jessica, I like what I'm seeing here. I like what he brings out of you. This seems like a strong person too. What I'm a little less happy about, but it's in a way there's always going to be something, isn't there? I see you chewing your, what is it? Chewing the. There's an expression. I see your mind whirring a bit too fast about this, and overthinking and not analyzing right now, but when you're not with him, over analyzing things that were said, how they were said. Communication seems to be a bit of a sticking point between the two of you also. And let me just say the first bit again. I really, really I love what he brings out of you. And that in itself, and how you feel comfortable around him, that in itself is justifies working on communication, justifies asking yourself if the thoughts you have are true and valid, or if they're self-generated. So I like what I see here. I like what I see here, and encourage you to lean into it and to work on it. Okay, Vicky Jones. If you're going into real estate sales. Some of you are typing in here that I'm skipping you. I'm not. It's how it gets presented to me here is different to what you're seeing. Okay. I think if you're going back into real estate sales. Yeah, this is a bit of a complicated one as well here, Vicky. I do I'm going to use my words carefully here. I do recommend you go into real estate sales. I don't like the word back. I don't like it whenever I hear that word, because we never, ever, and we couldn't go back. You're not going back. You're going to. The very best I can give you is returning. Just remember, real estate right now is probably not the same. This is a very strange market we're in right now, and it's not the same as the one that you had once been in. And so I do see something there for you. Can I just encourage you not to think of it as something new as opposed to something you once did. To think of it as something you once did is actually an interference. I know that I know you have done it before, but please try and think of it as something new. And there's a lot of energy for you there. Right. Okay. Kelly, things work out okay money wise. Is it time to move on? Current relationship? Wow. That's a lot of questions, Kelly. I mean, I'll do what I can. Kelly, the two of you are not complete yet, which I see as being, looks to me as being frustrating, because I think part of you wants to move on, but you're not. The two of you are not complete yet. I want to just offer that to you. And sometimes a different type of conversation happen when you know that. Yeah. All right. And money wise. Money-wise, I see things being okay. I don't think they are right now. Well, it's kind of, you're asking, aren't you? But I do see things working out okay money-wise. Again, I feel this is linked to the two of you, but the two of you can work things out. Even if one of you has, how can I say this in a more tactful way? Even if one of you has the money, okay, I see the two of you working it out. All right. Okay, Diana. Gosh, everything I'm seeing here, Diana, is about you leaning into your masculine. Action, activity, form. And it's funny to say that, because in my what training, in my experience, we're always told lean into one's feminine. And I think in terms of mood and mojo and enthusiasm and happiness and so on, anything we do is about getting us into the feminine, but sometimes we have to do the masculine way, which for you might look like exercise. It might look like shouting, anything that gets motion and momentum happening, because I see that as being a little low for you right now. And as a caveat, as I said this right at the start, Mercury Pluto today, and I don't get off on astrology, but sometimes it is what it is, and it's been a bit of a choppy day for a lot of people, I've noticed. So it's coming up to 8 o'clock where I am. It's probably around that time for you, give or take an hour. So before you go to bed, I would suggest to you to get some exercise, to dance to some music, and give yourself at least 15 minutes when you do it. You know, people follow advice. Sometimes they'll do something for 30 seconds. They'll wonder why it doesn't work. Do something for at least 15 minutes, okay? But I'm seeing activity. I'm seeing masculine form. You asked for insight. Why am I well, I'm saying this because I'm seeing it. Why do exercise? Why do that? If you could see the geometry around you, Diana, it's gotten a little static. It's not supposed to be static. It's supposed to move with every thought, every word, every breath, every feeling. It's supposed to move all the time, if you could see it. And yours has gotten a little slow. And when it gets a little slow and rigid like that, it becomes like a womb, W-O-M-B, a womb, like a baby grows in. And that in itself is restrictive. And so what I'm seeing for you is a need to kind of break out of it, like that. Exercise. Okay. Financial changes soon. I've got a very simple answer, Shamara, which is yes. Yes, I do see financial changes for you soon, as soon as this month. And you know, I looked at this for someone else earlier on. I'm losing track, but the flow seems good for you. I'm not sure if it comes from it's coming from your marriage, or if your marriage had ended. Forgive me being tactless there. I'm not sure if it's coming from there, but yeah, I do see a financial situation changing soon, and I don't get to say that very often. So yay. Okay. Love reading. Guys, can I ask something, please? Just to be clear with you all, this isn't you, Denise. You give me one or two words, I have to sift through it, right? This isn't magic I'm doing here. This is metaphysics, right? And I have to sift through it. I'm going to look at this for you, Denise, because I'm fair. I'm going to be fair with people. I am going down the list, but I think I'm feeling this a bit today, that if you're not interested in this, don't watch it. Don't, because I will answer your questions. If this is just a, well, hey, I'll check that out, you know, don't. I'm going to answer this question because I'm going to be fair, but just know I have to energetically sift through your question to give you an answer to it. All right. And I only have an hour to do it. So I know that's not what you want to hear, but I'd rather be honest with you because I'd rather be honest. And Denise, that was not aimed at you. I was just been feeling it today. Okay. So Denise, I'm getting that there is a window for you, and it's soon, like this month, before this year. The window is not next year. I don't know that I see this relationship being a super long one, but I see it being very sweet, and I feel you already know them. So when things about relationship, like it's got to be long or whatever, there's something, I'm going to just say, necessary for you, and it's close. Sometimes we need to be with people for a period of time, not for a long time, but a period of time, a season perhaps. And that's what I'm seeing. And it looks lovely. It helps you move through something you've just been through, helps you open up and clear other patterns like resignation and so on. So yeah, I do see something. I do see a relationship, and I do see it this year. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to have this one be the last one. This is Amy. Will what have been manifesting happen for you soon? Yes and no. It's got a longer, this is just my vernacular, Amy. It's got a longer trajectory than you might feel. So I feel like only parts of it are starting to show up, and you're like, okay, the rest of it's going to show up soon too. And I'm not getting that. And something's going to take a little bit longer. Something's going to take a bit longer. So my answer is no. My answer is yes and no. It's starting to manifest. Is it going to fully manifest soon? No, I don't get that. There's a bit longer. I'm getting like 5 months for what it's worth, Amy. I hope that's not disappointing to hear, but that's what I'm getting. I was thinking about you the other day because I think it was around this time of year, 5 years ago, when it came into that space clearing at yours, wasn't it? But okay, so I am at time, everyone. Please forgive me if I was a little brusque earlier on. That's just how I feel. I do this every week, and it's a process for me as well. It's something in development for me as well. Just discovering what maybe my boundaries and so on are. Thursday is a new moon in Scorpio. That's a great I might do something live for that, but even if not, that's a really good day for getting into some of the deeper things in an opportune way. A day like today, stuff comes up and in maybe surprising way, annoying way, confusing way. Stuff comes up like that today. Mercury, Pluto. New moon in Scorpio, Thursday into Friday. It's more within your own grasp and choice to get at it. That's what I want to say. If you're still with me here, take a breath. Take a breath. I always like to finish these with just a quick prayer. As we say a prayer for the places and people in the world that are struggling today, feeling challenged, living with turbulence, living with pain. We say a prayer for them. We call it forth from our hearts, and we send what will come from there to them and to there. And to each of you, we say a prayer for you as well, for you, your friends, your family, and for everything that's important to you. We breathe together for a moment or two. Wonderful. Well, thank you for being with me. I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of the week. Wonderful rest of the week. I probably will do something on Thursday, so I'll see some of you then. And God bless and good night.